It's your girl Kia, creator and artist of At Peace Arts, where we create original masterpieces, a planner, painting parties that are mobile, and art prints. So, welcome. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2019, which is kind of insane if you really think about it. So, I hope you all are doing amazing. Hey, Michelle, you made it up. You stayed up. Glad to see you on here. So if you are just now joining, we will put the link in the comments down below how you can get the Farewell 2019 Let's Go 2020 worksheet if you haven't got it already. I have to send it to Mr. At Peace, who will probably find it on my website faster than I can send it to him. Welcome. Before we get anywhere, so right now, where you are right now is Farewell 2019, Let's Go 2020. Okay. So 2020, the way I see it, is a year of you all know my glasses dilemma. 2020 is perfect vision. Let's get it. Let's move. Let's do what's needed to be done. And so I am really, really excited to do this with you. So over the course of me creating the Own Your Peace Daily Planner, I have always had this idea to close out the year that we're in and go into the year that we're moving into kind of with a fresh start. And so every year that I did the planner, I never actually got the chance to do it. And so this year I said it's happening, right? So if you got the email, then you should be prepared with your adult beverage or just regular beverage. It doesn't have to be an adult beverage. And your snacks, which I probably won't eat these during the live because I might get black stuff in my teeth. That's not cute, right? Okay. Oh, thought I dropped a cookie. And so if you haven't got it yet, you can go and grab it. And then your Farewell 2019 Let's Go 2020 worksheet. So this worksheet is derived from from different elements of the Own Your Peace Daily Planner for 2020. This is the brand new, I've already got some tabs in mine. But it's the brand new planner from At Peace Arts for 2020. If you turned it so I'm more, sorry, we're just adjusting for a second to make sure you all can actually see me. That is perfect, babe. Thank you. Hi, Veronica. I'm glad you made it on. I hope you got your sheet. Let me know if you didn't. So the sheet is derived from, and we'll get it to you. The sheet is derived from the 2020 Own Your Peace Daily Planner, which is ready and available. I have a few copies that are still left over, and it'll be going, and more prints will be available shortly. So I probably have 3, I think, because there are a few that got purchased today. So if you want one, get one. They're $42 with tax and shipping if you need shipping. But if you're local, and you want to just pick it up from me, if you're in the New England area or in the Boston area more than anything else, then you can pick it up from me. When you go into the order template, there's a section that says coupon, and you can just put pickup in there, PICKUP, and that will make it so that the shipping gets taken off. Right? Did I say that right, babe? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can get the planner going to the At Peace Arts website. So it's www.peace, like peace on earth, the word arts with an S.com. And that is where you can get your planner. So really quickly, before we go into the Farewell 2019, Let's Go 2020, the Own Your Peace Daily Planner, I will show you all at the end what it looks like a little bit, just go through it really quickly. But it also comes with the Own Your Peace group, where we talk about just ways that you can plan and cool things that people are doing and all that other stuff. So who's that? Veronica, you didn't get it? We'll send you the link. Don't worry, we'll send you the link. If you want, Veronica, if you did not get the sheet, I will still post it in the comments. But you can also follow along on, like, get a notebook or whatever and a pen. Don't worry about it. No worries. We don't stress around here. So if you are joining now and you did not download the worksheet, I will still put the link in there for you to get it down in the comments. But if you just grab a notebook, some markers, some colored pencils, whatever it is that makes you happy, some stickers, whatever it is that makes you happy. So as I was saying, the Own Your Piece planner comes along with a group. So we have a Facebook group, and this year I have some plans. I'm not even gonna lie to you all. I pile a lot of stuff on my schedule, and then I don't get to do as much stuff in the Own Your Piece group as I would want to do. So this year I've actually been doing some work to try and get out of. Look, he's already posted it, y'all. Is that it, babe? You just posted it? Yep. There is the link. Thank you. I don't know if they can click on it. You may not be able to click on it, but we'll get a clickable one for you. Y'all, that's Mr. At Peace in the background. Dope on the road. Thank you, babe. And so, yes, it comes with a group, but this year I am really working to not pile a whole bunch of stuff in my planner and in my schedule so that I have more time to be in the group and to play in the group and to talk with you all in the group. The Own Your Piece Daily Planner this year has some prompts that we'll talk about at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month of how you can own your piece in different areas of your life, which I'm really excited about sharing a lot of that with you. So that is a fun perk that comes with the planner. Shout out to all the people in the Own Your Piece Planner group that I know and love. There are a whole bunch of dope moms and dads and teachers and artists and good gracious, so many other entrepreneurs, all kinds of amazingness in this group. So thank you all for riding with me for the last 4 years. I appreciate you. And just a shout out real quick to Latrell. I have on my She Who Dares earrings today because I'm like, yes, She Who Dares do amazing stuff in 2020. Let's do this, right? And so that's a little bit about the planner. If you want one, get one. I would love to welcome you to the Own Your Piece family. We have fun. And it's no pressure because I'm going to be real. Some people think, oh my gosh, Kia, you have your stuff all planned out. It is lies. But, right, I do miss some days in between in there because it's not about a competition about whether or not you get the stuff in your planner and if everything is going correctly, because stuff gets thrown in all the time. It's more about being comfortable with your planning process, having fun with your planning process, knowing that there's some days you might miss and that's okay, right? Like giving yourself permission to be like, okay, I missed that day. I might have missed that one appointment or whatever have you, but I'm moving and doing what it is I need to do. So it's about a no stress and just getting your stuff done in a way that works for you. Okay, so the Farewell 2019 Let's Go 2020 worksheet that I made for you all. I was very proud of. The first section here, if you want to write in your notebook or if you have the spreadsheet, if you have the worksheet here, if you want to write in your notebook, you're going to write thank you 2019. And I'm going to do this along with you all, right? So thank you 2019. And then 3 things you intend to leave behind in 2019. 3 things you intend to leave behind. You are not bringing them with you in 2019. It can be as small as, good gracious. What are 3 things I do not want to bring with me into 2019? Got my purple pen here. So 3 things you intend to leave behind in 2019. I am thinking through this. Once you write yours, if you don't mind sharing, if you love this experience, you can definitely put hearts in there. But if you don't mind sharing, that would be awesome. If you don't mind sharing, like what one of the things is that you want to leave behind in 2019. And you can write it on your sheet here because this can go inside of your planner. Even if you don't have an Own Your Piece Daily, I can't talk tonight. even if you don't have an Own Your Peace daily planner, because you're thinking about getting one, or you have a different planner. No shade. I think there's so many different ways to plan and learn, or what works for you. But if you have one thing that you are like, I'm not bringing this into 2019, write it down. Maybe put one in the comments. Maybe you don't have 3. Maybe you're still thinking about it, right? Okay. So I'm going to take a few seconds, a minute or 2, just to write down our 3 things you intend to leave behind in 2019. And they can be big too. It doesn't have to be small. It could be like a mindset. So we're writing, if you're just now joining, you have your notebook or your Farewell 2019, Let's Go 2020 sheet here, and you're writing the 3 things you intend to leave behind in 2019. Okay. All right. So we've had some conversations with different people about 2019. I've had some conversations with different people about 2019 that have had some like, yay, 2019 was dope. And other people are like, 2019 can kick rocks. So I like that link. Sorry, I dropped my pen, y'all. Right? So some people are happy that it's going. Some people are at peace with it. And so really why I wanted to do this was to make peace with the things that have been kind of crappy in 2019, because they moved on. If you look back at your life 10 years from now and you think about, oh shoot, like all the stuff that you had going on 10 years before now, so 2009, and how some of it may still be lingering, but a lot of it's different, changed, moved on. You're like, oh wow, I went through that 10 years ago, I don't even remember. And so it is a way, I felt like, of making peace with 2019, the good, the bad, the ugly, and making peace with it so that we can move forward into 2020 with an open heart and ready to receive the dopeness that's coming in from 2020, the vision, the amazingness that I feel like is coming in. I want to usher in for 2020. So somebody here said, yes, Michelle, drama, fake friends, negative vibes. I feel you. Yes. And Veronica, procrastination. That could have been one of mine. Self-doubt, leaving behind the negative ideas of wanting to make / prioritize money, as in looking at, I'm trying to click see more. Will you let me see more? There it is. Ideas of wanting to make / prioritize money, as in looking at prosperity as a bad thing. Money is the root of all evil ideology. Oh my gosh. Yes. Like, V, that is insane, because I think there's so much, and I feel like I have some of that too, is really like, okay, we hear this whole thing about, yes, money being the root of all evil, in terms of, I guess you would say, religion, or, what we may have been brought up to believe. But I also believe that money gives you this freedom, right? Of like, I am able to do things that not that it brings you complete happiness, because we know there are people out there that are not only happy with money, like they got money and they're not like, oh yay, I'm happy. But it's about the ability to do things that you would love to be able to do. Also the ability to be able to assist in places where you need assistance. Like I am definitely for that, where you realize you want to get yourself to a space where you can not just help yourself and your family, but bigger than that. And always looking at it as like, oh, money is the root of all evil, keeps us in this space of like, oh, we're forever poor. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm with you. Like, yes, that I'm feeling those things. Did I point this down? Hold on. Okay. Hey, Nay. So if you're watching and you're just joining, thank you for joining. What we just finished, if you want to follow along, there's a link in the comments there that you can follow and get the spreadsheet that we're using for right now. But what we just answered was 3 things you intend to leave behind in 2019. So my 3 things, I'll share with you my 3 things, because I told you all I was doing this with you. So my thing number 1 is scatterbrain thinking and rushing around. Because as I said to you all before, I love my planner and I love using my planner, but a lot of times I like to cram a lot of stuff into a day, and then my amazing husband will tell you, because he sees it the most, y'all don't see it at paint parties and stuff like that, and then I kind of like do with this downward spiral where I can't get it all done and I'm stressed out and I'm like, rah, 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 with everybody. It's not pretty. It is not pretty. But my planner is cute. Like, my planner looks like I'm really busy, and I am really busy, but there's no way I can accomplish all the things that I have. So that rushing around, you have no choice but to rush around because you cram so many things into your schedule. And the scattered thinking has a lot to do, like I think what you were saying, Veronica, about that whole like fear of like the success or fear of the money is more or less like for me, it's like the scatterbrain thinking of, you know, us artists have that stigma. But when you really are able to focus on your goals and where you want to try to go, you're not really able to be as scattered, because you're like, no, I have a vision. This is where I'm trying to go. This is what I want to try to do. This is what I'm going to do, actually. And this is how I'm going to get there, right? That is what I'd like to leave behind in 2019. 2 is fear of my own amazingness. So stepping back and kind of sitting in this space of, I don't know if I'm going to post that. I don't know. What if this person thinks this? What if this person thinks that? As opposed to like, yeah, you're dope, keep it moving, right? And not in a like showy way, but in a way that really says like, yes, I am supposed to be in this space. Even if you think I'm not supposed to be in this space, I'm supposed to be in this space, whether it is something that you don't think I deserve, and letting yourself know that you deserve it, right? So that's one thing. And then kind of goes along with the same thing is limited thinking, and not thinking as big as like dreaming big and daring to dream big. Yeah, so those are kind of, it's like a clump of really wanting to get focused in 2019. So those are the things, and what I don't know if anybody else has posted. I want to make sure. Poor man's money ideology. Yes. Oh, Veronica, you're a Sagittarius. Y'all are dope. I'm a Leo, lioness all day. It is the creative brain. And I love my creative brain. And I'm learning to embrace my creative brain instead of saying it's a negative thing. I can put me in a situation and I can get out of it in a creative way. But just trying to channel more so that I can do the things that I love to do. And you all know that I have a family and wanting to spend time with my family and not always be working, right? So making some plans to not always be working. Okay. So those are the things we are leaving behind in 2019. We're deciding, hey, we've had enough because you have served me already. Thank you for all of your service. Because sometimes we go through stuff and we realize, okay, I needed that. I needed that in order to get to where I am right now. Instead of just being like, oh, it's awful. I'm awful at that. I can't believe I'm that way. It's like, you served me. Thank you. thank you for your service. I am now putting you away because I no longer need you. I am now moving on to something new. I know you're going to try to rear your ugly head someplace, and I'm ready for you, right? I'm ready, okay? And I will tell you all at the end about ways that we have in the planner to work on that readiness. So the next one is 3 lessons and or pieces from this year that you want to take into 2020. So this is a little bit different. So this may be, as I said, lessons. So again, it's 3 lessons and or pieces from this year that you want to take into 2020. So a lesson could very well be what we were talking about. It could be something that's a little more hard. Like, I always think about, one of my favorite artists is India Ari, and she has one song where she talks about how, I guess, one of her best friends backstabbed her. Like, I don't know what she did. And, hey, Lisa, I don't know what she did, but she stabbed her in the back. And she made a song about it. And she talks about, it's her and MC Light. Babe, do you know what song I'm talking about? No. Okay. It's a good song. MC Light and India Ari. And she talks about no weapon formed against her will prosper, about her in the music industry and how backstabbing that can be and how difficult it is in that industry. But you may have had, and I always think about that because I think about like the lessons that you end up having to learn as you go through life. Like, you're like, yes, I'm on it, I'm good, da 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 da, and then boom, right? Like Psalm 23. So if you haven't heard it before, you can look it up if you like India Ari. She's one of my favorite artists. But a lesson that you may have learned that you're like, oh, my eyes are wide open to that. Like, I am awoke, right? I am woke to whatever happened in that situation. So a lesson that you may have learned and or a piece, right? So something that brought you peace in 2020 that you want to continue into, in 2019, that you want to continue into 2020, right? So it could be something amazing that happened. Of course, maybe you had a new baby or you got married, and that feeling, like, I want to make sure we continue to bring that into 2020, the feeling we had. Or maybe you hit the lottery in 2019, right? Or maybe it's something smaller, like I started my business or I started my hobby again, and I want to make sure that I bring that into 2020. So it could be a piece or a lesson that you are now going to bring into 2020, okay? Because lessons are pieces. Sometimes we learn certain things and we realize, oh, I couldn't see that before. Couldn't see that 10 years ago. I didn't know that was going to happen. And now you're looking at your life and you're saying, oh, that makes perfect sense, right? So if y'all feeling me, throw some hearts up there. Let me know you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Hey, Masai. Thank you. Next. Yes, Lisa. Yes. Y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Yes. You get it. Right? Yes, Michelle. Positive vibes. Absolutely. So 3 lessons and pieces that you are from last year, technically this year. I should have said this year. But 3 lessons or pieces that you're taking from 2019 and you're bringing with you into 2020. You're packing them in your luggage. You're like, all right, time to go. I'm ready for my trip. And you have it in your bag, but it's not baggage. It's the essentials that you need. So we'll take a minute or two to get those lessons and or pieces from this year that you take into 2020. Dave, when we do these pauses next time, we have to have some music. It'll be like a parlor music or our yeah. Okay, we'll take another minute or two. Okay. You're all done. If you're still writing, that's fine. So if you can, yes, post one or all three if you want, 3 lessons and or pieces, 1 or 3 pieces from this year or lessons that you want to take into 2020. So Veronica, you said, speaking my truth is the only way to stand up and be truthful to self. Facts. Facts. We get real, I guess, wrapped up in kind of what other people's thoughts are or what they're going to think, and you don't say anything because you're like, oh, we were just having this conversation, actually, me and Mr. At Peace in the car, about speaking your truth, even if you think the person doesn't hear you, but it's still your truth, right? So yeah, in order to receive help, you have to put yourself out there. Yes, yes, yes. Especially in the creative realm, because Veronica, I've seen you do some dope stuff, just saying. So I'm here for it and ready to see it and ready to throw some good vibes your way. Being confident in who I am and truthful to who I am. Those are my 3. Those are awesome. I like that. You did some learning in 2019. I can tell. Some definite growing, learning, and healing. I love that. I love that. Definitely sending good vibes your way. So yes, you can put yours in there. I'm going to tell you mine. Lisa, working out. Yes, being authentic and loving others. Yes, you said hard to love others. I definitely get that, Lisa. I definitely get that. I was like, are you a Leo? No, and that I love that. I love that, loving others. Because I think, one of the things when we were creating the Own Your Peace planner, and don't get me wrong, the planner it's my baby, but it gets input. There's so much input from outside sources of people that have used the planner. Mr. At Peace is always in the planner. I've had a friend, shout out to Luana, who was like, you need to put some moon cycles in there. It now has moon cycles. Mama's friends, right? Like girl Janelle, like there's so many people that have like put love into this planner. It's not just me. And one thing that, that my husband had suggested that made it into the planner this year are these prompts that, the back of the planner has an Own Your Peace manifesto. You can't see it, but it's, like affirmations just to get you to this space of like, owning your peace, right? And like one of the prompts on here is, I am responsible for the role I play in every piece of my life. Peace is PEACE. That's one of the prompts. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13 of them. So they're called peace formations, and they're stacked on top of each other, and they're all really just about getting you to your best self, right? And Cancer. And the whole process of it is literally about, when my amazing husband read it, he was like, that's dope. I love this whole self-empowerment and owning your peace. But what happens, like, if we're owning our peace too much and we never let that kind of flow out to the rest of the world, right? Like, what power do you have if owning your peace is huge and amazing It is, but then if it doesn't spread out to the rest of the world, then everybody's just taking selfies all day and just owning their piece, but they don't really care about anybody else. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So the planner this year has these multiple prompts on, like, the first part of the month is how you own your piece in a specific section of your life. And then the last part of the month is how you owning your piece affects those around you. It could just be your small circle, it could be your job, or it could be the world, right? Because we going big, right? So that is what is in here, and what we'll do in the group and talk when you all see me on live. I will be here at least twice a month on here talking about those things, about like how we can grow that so that it's not just in our small little circle, but how that ripples out to make the world an amazing place, right? Because that's where I'm at, and that's where I want you all to be at. Lisa, we'll put the link to the planner in there, in the comments. Yes, I would love for you to have a planner, Lisa. I would love for you to have a planner. And I will show it to you all before we end. So my 3 things, and I feel like there's so many other lessons. Like every time I wrote something, I was like, oh, but what about this? But what about this? So I'll write the ones I have, and don't be surprised because I change my mind often. This is why I don't have any tattoos. I'm always like, don't get any tattoos because you're going to change your mind. But keep in mind, they may change. So my 3 lesson and or pieces from this year was one kind of lesson and a piece was that I have the ability to do that my art heals, and that I have the capacity to allow for more people to receive that healing, and then I'm not going to stop working. I've learned that I need to continue to work to that space, that I am enough, and that what I do is enough, and that I don't have to keep adding on a multiple million things that I learned this year. And that is peace for me, but that it's also important that I have to create. So as much as I love doing painting parties with all of you, and I have so much fun, I also have to be creative, not in a teaching sense. That's Peg. Hey, Peg, I see you. I see that polar bear. Welcome. So it's really important for me to create also outside of just teaching, or outside of teaching in helping people to heal through creativity, that is what heals me. It's always what you teach and what you give is usually what you need the most. I've learned that this year. The other big thing that I learned lesson wise is how, even though my children are now teenagers and adults, how much they need me still, and need our time and family time and things like that. It's really, really, really important for them to have. So that's a big lesson that I thought, oh, they're getting older, I could be more busy. No, they still need, like, not just me, but me and my husband and the things that we do together as a family, game nights, things like that, small trips, big trips. And so making my world more expansive, but not necessarily spreading myself too thin, so that I have the energy and capacity to do the things that I love doing with them. And the third lesson that I learned was that time waits for no one. And as we get older, I turned 41 this year. And we see around us so many things happening, good and bad, and that time is not waiting. So if you got something you want to do, plan it out, not in a scatterbrain way, but in a way that says, okay, I want to do this right now. This other thing may have to be on the back burner, but next, whatever, 3 months or whatever, I'm going to be able to do that. And so really realizing, like, time is of the essence. If there's something that you want to do, let's get at it. Let's do it. Right. Okay. So Lisa, I think the link is in the comments. Veronica, yes, you're excited about moon cycles. Me too, because I'm always like, oh, it's a full moon, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm trying to get my life right. Yeah, that's why you don't have tattoos, Veronica. We are like, I haven't seen you in many, many years, but we need to get together. Yes. Yeah, time is not guaranteed, man. It's not. And learning that, as scatterbrainness lets you waste a whole bunch of time. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff, but you're not really getting nothing done. And I'll probably have to watch this again to remind myself of that. Okay. So we're now going to move into 2020. This is so much fun. I love this. We're doing this again. So we're now moving into 2020 and my intention for 2020. So in the Own Your Peace Daily Planner, there is a section in the planner for your intention. There's actually a few different sections in the planner for your intention, so that you can follow it through. I'm just going to show you all real quick. Right in here, if you can see it. I'm sorry if you can't see it. But right in here, there's that section, that's that block right there, under 2020, that's space for your intention, right? And it follows throughout the rest of the month or the rest of the year, because you want to be able to make sure you're keeping that intention front and center. Also understand that sometimes if you're anything like me, that intention may shift based on what's happening in your life, or something amazing might happen. You're like, oh, that was my intention when I was in that place in January of 2020. It shifted a little bit, or I need to add to it a little bit because stuff happens. Life, right? Stuff happens. So there's lots of places in the planner for your intention monthly that break down like what's your intention. The best part of the planner, again, that got added by a friend who uses the planner a lot, shout out to Jill, was a section that also talks about what roadblocks you might hit, right? So for me, I have all these plans like, oh, I'm going to do the world. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. But you never think about, like you were saying, Veronica, about procrastination. What happens when I procrastinate? How do I know when I'm procrastinating? Because if you can see it and you can see, oh, shoot, it's about to happen, then you can try to figure out, like, when I procrastinate or when I'm about to procrastinate, if I do this, this, and this, if I do these 2 or 3 things, it makes me not procrastinate. Or if I have to take some stuff off my plate, that way I won't procrastinate. It allows for us to take steps in the right direction, as opposed to, oh, shoot, I'm stuck. And what happens to me is I deflate. I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. I'm done. Like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm this. And it takes me like 3 or 4 days to come out of that space to actually get stuff done. Time waits for nobody. 3-4 days is gone. As opposed to, I'm not going to procrastinate. I might have to take some tiny sections. Maybe I won't get all of that stuff done, but I will get this, this, and this done, right? What's my most important things to do, right? So prioritization. So that's a really cool feature that got added to the planner this year, is your stumbling blocks and how you can get out of them, because they may change whatever, every day, or not every day, but throughout time, right? Yes, exactly. Learning what your road looks like and directing it to make moves, right? Roadblocks and not road. What you saying? Not road locals. Oh, okay. Roadblocks. I knew what you meant. All right. So, the definition of intention. And if you don't have your sheet, you're writing down my intention for 2020. Your intention could also be a word. I just want to say this out loud. So, intention. The Latin, I don't know how you would say, or the Latin word for it is intentio. And what it means in Latin is stretching or purpose, which I love. I was like, oh, okay. Regular definition. A thing intended, an aim or plan. In the medical world, it means the healing process of a wound. That was my favorite. The healing process of a wound. Like, whoa, right? Like, your intention is meant to get you to stretch to something that maybe at first you don't see it, right? But when you think about healing a wound, right? The healing process of a wound is like, your intention at some point is like healing you to the point where you can heal, or getting you to a point where you can heal a specific wound. Maybe it's not a wound like a cut on you, but a wound in like what you've been going through and moving past that. Like, I was like, that's so dope, right? When I read it, I was like, that's so dope. I love that. So, yes, right? So if you think about that, so Latin, stretching, purpose, a thing intended, an aim or plan, the healing process of a wound. Okay? So when you think about your intention or your word of the year, okay, that's kind of 2 ways that you can look at it. You want to look at it as big picture. We don't want to get down in the weeds yet. Big picture, sometimes I like to get into the weeds because I'm a creative. So I'm like, ooh, what about this? What about this? We're talking about big picture. Like, my intention for last year, or my word of the year, was autonomy. I got that from Peg. We were having a conversation with Peg. So shout out to Peg. But my word of the year was autonomy. The freedom to do the things that I would love to be able to do. The freedom to move in a way, I can't remember the exact definition, I wrote it down, but the freedom to move in a way that feels best for me, that that works best for my family and for those that I love, that is smooth, right? That doesn't feel like robotic, and free. It feels free, right? That was my word. So it's big, right? And then when you get to the big part, now you can break it down into parts, which the planner will help you do too, into monthly sections, and we'll have more of these, like, so I can help you break that stuff down. Because don't think I have it all, but I've learned a lot. I've done a lot of planning and a lot of, like, I love planning. The execution is sometimes the hard part because I put too much on my plate, but I'm learning. And so seeing the big picture and then breaking it down into these smaller sections of, like, okay, so my bigger picture is autonomy. How do I get to autonomy? Or what does autonomy feel like to me? It feels like this. Well, how do you get to that feeling? Like, there's so many different little caveats you can do. So in here, you want to think big picture, or just a word of what your word of the year, or what your intention for 2020. And this might be, your intention might be, because I feel like autonomy is still my word. Even going into 2020, like, I'm not done with it yet. So I feel like autonomy is still my word of the year, and getting to that place of autonomy, right? So that's what I'm putting down, because I'm still feeling that. What's your, or, and as I said, it could be a word or it could be a phrase. What's yours? Continuing to heal self. Yes. What's that? Plant financial seeds for continued cash flow to become financially stable and debt free. Come on. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. I love that. Like, and because you think about, like, what is that going to help you to do? What is that going to help you to feel? How will you feel when you're debt free? And what are you going to be able to move forward and do? Those are the things you want to start to think about. Anybody else with their either word of the year or their intention for 2020? And you don't have to. Veronica, thanks for sharing. Move with freedom to move with purpose, love, and intention. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Yes. Right. Mr. At Peace.
Yes.
What's your word of the year? He didn't know I was going to call him out. He's coming up with a good one, y'all. Or your intention. It doesn't have to be a word. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. You can, if you want, I can come back to you.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Mr. At Peace. He's going to have one before this session is over. Hi, Demita. We are talking about farewell to, if you're just now joining, talking about, and Demita Joy, talking about, like, what we're taking from 2019 and bringing into 2020. I would definitely want some more joy and seeing more Demita. But we're talking about what our intention or word of the year is for 2020. And so if you're just now joining, you are free to post what yours is. If you're still thinking about it, definitely take some time to think about it. If you have not got your Farewell 2019 Let's Go 2020 sheet yet, I think we put the link in the comments as well. So we're talking about, what our intention would be for 2020. And also know that, like, even when you're in the spot right now, this may change, and that's okay for it to change. That's the biggest thing.
Drive.
Drive. I like that. So, Mr. At Peace's intention is to drive, and I don't think he means driving a car.
Correct.
Correct. You mean drive in the drive to go into the direction you want to go in. Yes. Like, not driving, but like drive your life to where you want it to go.
In a specific direction.
Held in a specific direction. Is that the definition?
That's one of them.
What's the definition? Drive. Held in a specific direction.
Propel
in a specific direction. That's dope. I like that. I like drive. I like that. Yes. My intention is to do the work on myself. Heal, 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 Lisa. Yes. All about the healing. I don't think you can get... I shouldn't say you can't get where you need to go, but I think it makes the road harder when you don't do the work, right? The work is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Willingness to move forward. Yes, 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 yes. Right? So with your word or with your intention, as I said, keep it broad. We're keeping it really broad. Like, it's going to feel like, that's not really like anything. I don't feel like that's anything. But we're going to break it down a little bit. And this is what the planner helps you to do. Is this next part is, what is one step? This is hard for me. One step you can take in the month of January to get closer to your intention. Just one thing, right? Like, you don't have to focus on anything else. We talk about a lot of times when I do painting parties with people and we paint for 2 to 2.5 hours, there's one thing that happens that is so beautiful and so zen that I could have never thought up on my own, is that when you're in a paint party, you don't have to think about anything else for 2 to 2.5 hours. You are focused, right? And so if you had one thing that you could focus on that you knew, if I focus on this, I could get closer to my goal, my intention, my word of the year, a feeling that I want to have, an emotion that I want to have. What is one step you can take in the month of January to get closer to your intention? 1. Write it down on your Farewell 2019, Let's Go 2020, or your notebook, or your planner. Okay. I'll give you a minute or two. No rush. Yup. Yes. Give you a minute or two. Make sure you're breathing as you're writing. As I said, next time during these breaks, we're going to have some amazing musical sounds from Mr. At Peace over there. Babe, can I tell them where you're going to be tomorrow?
Yes.
Where are you going to be? I know you're going to be somewhere. Where are you going to be?
Night Shift Brewing, Lovejoy Wharf.
So tomorrow, while you're writing, Mr. At Peace will be at Night Shift Brewing, Lovejoy Wharf.
Yes.
For New Year's Eve.
The DJ.
He's the DJ. Is there a cover?
$25.
Only a $25 cover. Go out, listen to some dope music, and drink some good beer.
Yeah, they're giving a welcome beer, a light food. You might want to repeat it.
Welcome beer. Oh, you couldn't hear you. So he said they're giving a welcome beer.
Yep.
And light food.
Photo booth.
Party favors.
Okay.
Okay.
And a complimentary midnight toast.
And a complimentary champagne toast.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Well, it's a rosé seltzer.
Oh.
They have their brand.
Oh, rosé seltzer.
Yeah, served in a champagne flute.
Served in a champagne flute. So
that's all for $25.
$25. Lovejoy Wharf, Night Shift Brewing. Go here. This Mr. Amazing over there, DJ, because he's dope. I won't be there. I will be home bringing in the new year with our crew. So he'll be the one out working tomorrow. Right? So if you're not doing anything, you want to have a good time, go chill with him. All right. Okay. So, mine, I'll read mine out first. So, I told you all my word of the year is going to continue into 2020. So, my word of the year is autonomy. My intention is to be more autonomous, I guess. Is that how you say it? In order to do that, one of the things I told you all is like my schedule usually is jam-packed and I'm running around a lot and doing a lot of amazing and fun things, but I would like to be able to slow down just a little bit, to be able to spend a good amount of time with my family, but also be abundant, and be able to take care of, be with my family and take care of my family in a way that works for all of us. So one thing that I am pledging to do that I am going to actually put on my schedule, and this has been there and I need to just do it, that we've been talking about now with At Peace Arts for a while, are online painting parties. Because I can't get everywhere, but I can get online. So my task, because it's what, mark it on your calendar or planner and get it done. So my task is to schedule the first online painting party, and actually make the steps to get it done. So if it's on the schedule, I actually have to do it. So that is my task, right? Is to schedule these online painting parties. So schedule the first one. One thing. What's the one thing, right? So Veronica, would you say your one thing was? Decide to seek support to build my village. With the village, I will get to where I need and want to be. Yes. So you seeking out your village, what's the one thing? I want you to get even smaller. What's the one thing? Who's the one person? You don't have to tell me. Who's the one person in the village you need to reach out to this month and put it on your calendar, right? Or if you're getting it on your Peace Daily Planner, hint, hint, put it in your calendar and actually do it. I'm going to call my friend today or next week on the January 7th. So that is how specific we're getting. Like, I should be saying schedule the first online paint party. I don't know what date yet. I'm not going to do that. But because I don't want to get it wrong. The fear is real. But I'm letting that go in 2019. But it's still 2019. So I'm holding on to it. Okay. Just for a second. Yes. See? You already did it. Already scheduled. You are already winning. Yes. Yes, Veronica. I'm proud of you, girl. Yes. So, that farewell 2019, let's go 2020. Put it in your planner. Put it somewhere you can see it. Make it pretty. You can color in those little leaves on there. Add some stickers. Add color in the bubbles. Whatever you need to do to see it and make it real is what you need to do, right? Each of us is going to be different. If you need to tuck it in your planner, you need to find a place to put it. You need to make it a screenshot on your phone. Whatever you need to do, that is your, I was going to say roadmap, but that's a little bit of your roadmap. And just speaking of roadmaps, to show you all, this goes more in depth. Though this is the Own Your Peace planner. The planner has a roadmap in it. And so this with instructions. And so the roadmap will actually allow for, and we'll play around with this in the group. This will allow for you to not only literally map it out, right? Like, my intention is over here. This is where I'm trying to go. How am I going to get there? Oh, shoot. Here are the roadblocks right here. This is what I'm going to do to get out of the roadblock. Like, we are going to actually map this out in the planner so that, and I need planner peeps. I need to schedule that. But we're going to actually lay that out in the planner so you can be real and intentional about it. So you got this. You're walking around with it and you're like, yep, okay, I'm about to screw this up because I'm about to procrastinate right here. When school starts in September, I'm about to lose it because it gets crazy. So how can you free your schedule up so that you have more time to schedule that stuff in September? Maybe you're doing less stuff in September and you're not stressed out about it because you know that's a part of the plan, right? I am telling you all this because it is stuff I am working on. I have read it and I'm learning to implement it. Straight up. It's not because I got it already. I'm not the planning guru. I just make the planner look good. Right? So there are so many fun things in here that I am really excited about and thankful for. There's a table of contents in here that you can see. And a key that you can keep your little passcodes and stuff in there. Your little secret passcode. There's a section for your name and a place to put if it gets lost. And I'm just going through this quickly. This is like a little white erase board because it's kept. Your intention, your 2020 calendar, 2021 calendar. Sorry, I'm making sure you can see it. Place for notes and your future goals, so past 2021. Your roadmap, which I showed you all already, and instructions here that you can go through. This is the first January prompt, which is Live Courageous, okay? Which is one of my original masterpieces. And the 2020 version of the Own Your Peace Daily Planner, which is dope, is it actually features masterpieces from all 20 years that At Peace Arts has been in business. So the stick figures, the original masterpieces, the paint party masterpieces, brand new paint party masterpieces that you can paint and that you can book your party and paint. So this one was on a table that I recently did for a client, and which is now in their home. And then here are the prompts. Thank you for hearts. Here are the prompts that are here. So I'll read the prompts to you really quickly. So month start, the reflection is, what one thing have you been afraid to do? What steps can you take to move closer to courage? Write them and schedule them so you can make them happen. So that will be at the beginning of the month. I'll let you know the date. And then at the end of the month, how did it feel to be courageous? How did your courage impact your environment? For example, family, friends, work, community, the world. Right? Big stuff. We're not playing no games in 2020. So that's that. And then you come into the planner a little bit more. Start to see some of the good stuff. This is the calendar. Your calendar will come blank. Okay? And what this basically does is just shows you the, you see the grids in here, so you can lay it out just like a traditional calendar, and put all your stuff in here. And down at the bottom is there is space for your intention and your goals for that month. So you can break it down from that big picture umbrella that you had down into smaller chunks. And we're going to work together to do that. And then here, see where that is, your roadblocks. Is that roadblocks that I wrote it down? The how and possible roadblocks. So not just, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, but how you going to do it. Okay. Your moon phases, the moon cycles are there. Place for notes, some calendars there. And then showing you also in February, just to show you really quickly, you can also lay your planner out like this. So this is linear. And if you can see, I have my home and then work and then At Peace Arts. So you can lay it out. If you see this column here, it goes 1 through, I guess it's 28 for February, or 29. We're a leap year this next year. So the 29th. And so you can see it completely laid out. So you can go across instead. Okay. So that's just one cool thing you can see there. Again, with the moon phases. And then it goes into the month. So you can see right in here, you have like meal plan, all about the meal plan. If you're exercising or you're watching your calories or anything like that, you have a meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the all important snack grocery list right in here that you can get. And then, or put your grocery list in, a space for your total, how much you spent or want to spend, keeping track of your awesomeness. So maybe you're like drinking water, exercising every day or every other day. Remembering to hug your kids, remembering to love yourself, right? Keep track of your awesomeness. You can fill in each of the bubbles once you do it, which is fun and creative. And then this little section right here is like a catch-all. This could be, I like it. I want to keep it for like loose ends, because I always feel like I have loose ends hanging around where I'm like, I need to put something in. I need to get this done, but it's a loose end. So you could put it in there. You could put quotes in there. You could doodle in there. You could, whatever works for you can go in that space. It's a free space. And then right in here is your tasks for the week. There's a calendar there, as well as pieces of my week. That could be for notes. That could be for literal pieces of your week, things you want to keep track of, a small little journal section, whatever works for you. And then each of the pages is numbered. So I want to go back to the table of contents real quick. Somebody was like, I never figured out what the table of contents was for. So let's say you write that random number down in July, but now it's September and you don't know where the random note is. You can put it in your table of contents so you can find it. So you're like, I wrote that number to IKEA. I don't know where I put it. If you put it in the table of contents, or the number to your kids' school, whatever, you can put it in here so you can always find it. When you write those, I always write random notes. I'm a random note person. And then in here is the actual breakdown of the days. So you got a lot of space. There's either a quote or a piece formation at the top of, which are affirmations that are in at Peace Arts World, at the top. And then each week it says you week of, and then it's right there. And then you have space for each day. And that, I did write that in for you, the actual days. You've got a calendar there so you can see, look ahead. And then that repeats. There's dividers in between each month. And just showing you really quickly, there's budget pages, right? Because you got to be able to keep a budget if you're trying to get that financial goal popping, right, Veronica? Okay. So your financial goals. So there's a monthly, it goes all the way from January to December. Sections for amount due and paid. And then there's sections for like total income 1, total income 2, expenses, all that stuff, right? So if you're trying to get that done, there's a section here for your financial goal, because sometimes that's different. Your financial intention might be different from your other intention. Like your intention for me is autonomy, but I might need to be saving some money in order to get to that space, or I need to invest in something to get to that space. So that's why that financial goal is there. You can always write your regular intention anywhere in this planner. If you need to have a piece of paper or cardstock that moves through, whatever, do what you need to do. Okay. There's these little mason jars here for saving. I made them really cute. Those are hand drawn. For each month, you can save the amount, put the amount of money you need in each little dollar sign or coin. And this space for notes. And then here, there's the master meal plan. So you can keep a track of like all the meals your kids actually, or your spouse or yourself say, I like these meals. We'll keep these meals. You can keep them here. There's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. And also down here, which is new this year, is meals to try. Like meals you might want to try. You can keep a list of those. And new this year is the master grocery list. So this is like, I get this stuff all the time, right? So you can take from the master grocery list and bring it into your regular grocery list every week. Also the same with this. You can take your master meal plan and just pick, whatever's on sale or whatever. You could say, oh, we're going to have this, this, and this because broccoli's on sale. And I know these 3 meals have broccoli in them. So, it's a helpful way to save money. And I put some categories in the master grocery list, but you can take those out. I mean, you can add your own. Excuse me. Okay. And then last but not least, added is reflections for this year and beyond. So the closeout, right? We'll do this again at the end of 2020. But this is the closeout, and you can write or draw down here. And then you have your manifesto on the back. So that, in a nutshell, is the Own Your Peace Daily Planner. I believe right now I have about, I think like 4 or 5 left that are printed right now. There will be more printed this upcoming week after the holidays. So you would get it about probably the first week in January. And then the next set would be probably the 3rd week in January, because they get printed in small batches. So yes, I will send you the link for the planner, Veronica. I promise you. Oh, I'm so glad you all love it. It is a labor of love. It has been a labor of love for the last 4 years. I am excited for you all to have it. I'm excited to create it. I'm excited to use it. So yes, if you, I will put the link in there when I get off, since I'm not like trying to do this. And I will send it to you. I will inbox it to you. You guys, I hope if this was inspiring, if you really felt like you grew, let me know. You can throw hearts in there. You can inbox me. I will post the video so you can have it. But I really, really, really this is a part of my heart that I feel like it's not about being particularly organized and everything is exactly where it needs to be, but it's more about being comfortable with what works for you. And that's what I think the planner does. That's what I think this sheet does. It gives you the opportunity to get the stuff out of your brain onto a sheet of paper or onto something. This is creativity too, y'all. Straight up and down. This is creativity too. And being unafraid to be creative in your planning, to know that we have to shift and move, especially when you have other stuff going on, kids, life, whatever, right? And so yes, remember, if you all, remember you're dope. Remember your dopeness. Remember you're amazing. I cannot wait for you all to be planning with us, and to do the prompts and to really bring all of this stuff out. I'm super duper excited for 2020 and to end 2019. So because I said this whole thing will be about an hour, I think I'm a little bit over. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to tell you, if you want the planner, remember, if you want to pick it up, just put pick up in the coupon section so you can just pick it up from me. And I will send you all my information on how you can do that, how you can get to me. The link to the planner is, I'll put it in here too, but just to tell you, it is the word peace, like peace on earth. So PEACE, the word arts with an s.com/OYP 2020. Okay, so at peacearts.com/OYP 2020. Remember, if you want to pick it up, put pick up in the comments. It's $42. I think it's $40, $42.50 with tax if you're in Massachusetts. So you all, I am wishing you so much love, laughter, and peace in 2020. I hope to either paint with you in 2020, plan with you in 2020, send you a print in 2020, laugh with you in 2020, talk with you in 2020. I am super duper excited for all the amazingness that's going to happen. Check in with me. Don't just leave your sister out here. Be like, did you plan the online paint party? Because we see you. You said it online. You were live when you said it. Call me out. I'm all for calling me out. I'm all for you calling me out. But yes, you all, wishing you so much of abundance of everything that you're asking for in 2020. I will see you. We will rock it. Let's do this. And thank you so much for just taking the time out and chilling with me. All right. Take care, y'all. Bye.